The new discoveries here at the Church of the Holy Sepulchre happened during a recent restoration around the tomb of Jesus.
For centuries, the Shroud of Turin has been debated. Is it really the shroud of Jesus Christ? Does it really contain an imprint of his face and body? Or is it just a cleverly crafted fake? But now, in 2025, a new scientific report has baffled scientists around the world. Some experts have plainly stated, what we saw seems beyond science. An energy, an impression that cannot come from a human body. So where did it come from? DNA traces, microscopic burns, and evidence of a light burst that doesn't match the normal explanation. And the most surprising thing? Some scientists believe it has clear signs of resurrection. Is this proof that Jesus Christ really came to life? Is the most miraculous event in recorded history being proven? Or is this all just a new conspiracy hatched by people to once again pit religion and science against each other? To know the truth, you will have to see for yourself, because the revelations we are going to show you can change your way of thinking. If you like such deep and mysterious topics, then definitely subscribe to this channel. We will keep bringing more such unheard stories, and maybe next time, another mystery will change the way you think. What is the Shroud of Turin? Its history and mystery. Now the question arises, what is this Shroud of Turin? In simple language, it is a very old cloth, about 14 feet long and 3.5 feet wide. It looks like a wrapped white linen cloth, but what makes it special is the light image of a human being made on it. And this is not an ordinary image. It is believed that this image is of the body of Jesus Christ when he was wrapped in this cloth after crucifixion. Now, talking about history, for the first time this cloth is mentioned in France in the 1300s, but some people believe that it existed even before that. Many people also claim that this is the same shroud in which Jesus was placed in the grave. Today, this mysterious cloth is kept safe in a church in Turin, city of Italy. That is why it is called Shroud of Turin. It has been specially kept in a glass case in a special environment so that it does not get damaged. Now let's talk about the most mysterious part. The image of a human being made on this cloth is so detailed that it is difficult to believe at first. It shows the facial features, the position of the hands, even wounds and blood marks. And all this is exactly like the description of Jesus' death in the Bible. Many scientists are also surprised to see the marks on it because this is not a painting. No ink, no brush strokes. Then how was this image created? This is the only thing that makes this shroud the most mysterious and surprising. What research has been done so far? Conflict between science and faith. Research has been going on for many years on the Shroud of Turin. Everyone wants to know whether this cloth is real or fake. Is it really related to Jesus Christ, or did someone just make it centuries ago? Now let's talk about the most famous research. In 1988, 3 big scientific labs, Oxford, Zurich, and Arizona, took some pieces of this cloth and did a carbon dating test. This test is used to find out how old something is. The result came and shocked everyone. It was said that this cloth is from between 1260 and 1390 AD. That is about 1300 years after the time of Jesus. The meaning was clear, it is fake. But this is where the controversy started. Many scientists and experts called this report false or incomplete. They said that the piece taken for testing was the edge of the cloth, which may have been repaired later. That means the age of the original cloth could be different. After this, scientists from many countries like Italy, America, Japan, France examined it using different techniques: infrared scans, 3D imaging, microscopic analysis, and each time something new came out. Some reports revealed that the image on the cloth was not made of any color or paint, but was made of some strange energy burst like heat or radiation. That is why even today there are 2 types of thinking. On one side are those who say this is a cleverly made thing of medieval times. On the other side are those who say this is not an ordinary thing, it is a miracle. So the question still remains the same. Has science been able to solve this mystery completely, or is this cloth still giving an open challenge to science? The new discovery of 2025 shook everyone. Now let's talk about the revelation that shocked everyone in 2025. For so many years, research on the Shroud of Turin continued, but the new technology used this year brought a completely new twist. An international team rechecked the shroud with high-frequency light scans and advanced thermal imaging. The things that came to light this time forced not only religious people, but also scientists to think. First of all, the image clarity was clearer than ever before. The outline of the human body made on this cloth reflected a strange heat pattern. Experts say that this is not a common thermal impression. A burst is visible in it as if a very strong light or energy has suddenly come out of a body. And this energy is visible at exactly the same places where, according to the Bible, Jesus had wounds, like on the hands, feet, and head. One scientist even said, "This imprint is as if the body disappeared in a moment, and at the same time its image was formed on the cloth with a kind of invisible light." Now this is not a painting, neither ink nor a design of threads. Then how was this image formed? Some people are considering it as an indirect proof of resurrection, while some people are still trying to explain it scientifically. But one thing is certain. This discovery of 2025 has now taken this debate to a new level. Now the question is not just real or fake. The question is whether we have seen the evidence of the most miraculous event in history. Proof of resurrection or optical illusion? Now the biggest and most interesting question is this cloth really proof of resurrection, i.e. someone coming alive again, or is all this a big illusion? Just an optical illusion? After the new discovery of 2025, some experts claim that the mysterious energy burst seen on the cloth cannot be a common thing. They say that such a pattern can be formed only when there is some divine energy. A researcher clearly said this imprint was not made by any burning thing, but by some light that flashed in a moment and then disappeared. And that too, on the same parts of the body where wounds are mentioned in the Bible. Now, on the other hand, there are some scientists who consider it a purely scientific phenomenon. They say that this can be the result of light exposure, chemical reaction, or radiation leakage. Some even believe that this centuries-old cloth has been opened, folded, burnt many times over the years, which could have created this image on its own. Now, the real tension is here. Both sides have their own arguments, but the truth? That is still not clear. On one side, there is faith, which believes that this cloth is a sign of a miracle. On the other side, there is science, which says that there is logic in everything. So then, is the Shroud of Turin proof of the moment when someone came back to life after death? Or is it just an illusion, a coincidence, which we consider a miracle? What is the truth that still remains a mystery? Mysterious face and body imprint. The most surprising thing on the Shroud of Turin is the image of a human body, especially his face. Now imagine, there is a cloth which is believed to be about 2,000 years old, and a face is printed on it which is so clear and detailed that it will give you goosebumps. The shape of the eyes, the shape of the nose, the beard, the hair, even the slightest detailing, like swelling on the cheeks, is visible on the face. And the most surprising thing is, this image is not made with paint, nor are there any brush strokes in it. Then how was it made? The story is the same for the rest of the body parts. Wherever wounds are mentioned in the Bible, like the marks of nails in the hands, the crown of thorns on the head, the marks of whips on the back, they all appear at exactly the same places on this cloth. This matches so perfectly that many experts believe either this has happened by some miracle, or this is the world's biggest forgery. Now comes the strangest thing. The image of this cloth has some qualities that seem like X-rays. That is, not just the skin, even the slightest hint of bones is visible. And the question arises, so many years ago when there was no camera, no X-ray, then how was this image created? Was there some unknown technology, some divine energy? Or is it something that is beyond our understanding even today? This face, this body impression is not just an image, it is a mystery, which is still surprising the world. Is it real or a medieval forgery? After listening to all the things that have been said so far, the same question must be going on in your mind too. Is the Shroud of Turin really real, or was it cleverly made by someone in the olden days? Many scientists and historians believe that it could be a forgery from the Middle Ages, i.e. between 1300 and 1400. They argue that pigments, tracks of color or dye, have been found in some places of the cloth. The texture of the fibers seems to be from the period when religious art was very popular in Europe. And the depth of the image, that is, the depth of the image, could also be an illusion created by an artist, such as shadowing and heat treatment. But, there is a big but here, if it was made by an artist, then how were such perfect anatomical details possible? Even today, it is not easy to create a face with such accuracy, and that too without any camera, machine, or sketch. And the most important thing, if it is fake, then where did the people of that time get this technique from? Because till date, no one has been able to replicate it again. Due to so many contradictory things, there is still a debate going on all over the world about the shroud. Some say this is just a medieval trick, while some say, no, this is the biggest divine proof in history. What is the real truth? Nobody knows. And perhaps that is why this cloth has become not just a religious relic, but a mystery for the whole world, which is not completely solved even today. Church, politics, and hidden agendas. Is something being hidden? Now the question also arises, if the Shroud of Turin is such a big evidence, then why does the Vatican, the biggest institution of the Church, not talk about it openly? The shroud has been with the Church for the last several hundred years. It is kept in a special church in the Italian city of Turin, and the Vatican takes care of it, but till date, the Church has neither considered it completely real, nor called it completely fake. Only one thing is always repeated: this is a matter of faith, not science. Now this increases the doubt in the minds of people. Is the Church hiding something? Some reports claim that some test reports and pictures were not shown to the public. Many researchers have even said that they were not even allowed to study the shroud properly. So the question is, why? Is the Church afraid that if the shroud turns out to be fake, people's faith will be shaken? Or is the truth so shocking that it is being deliberately hidden from the world? Along with this comes another angle, the game of politics and science. Some powerful institutions do not want a direct clash between religion and science, because if it is ever proved that the shroud is divine, that is, it is really connected to God, then not only science, but the thinking of the entire world can be shaken. So, is it just a cloth? Or is it the key to some truth which is being suppressed by the power and institutions? These questions are still in the air, and perhaps we have still not been able to find the answers completely. People's beliefs and personal experiences, is it really miraculous? The Shroud of Turin is not just a piece of cloth. It is the center of faith of millions of people. Many people believe that this cloth is divine, that is, connected to God, and it has some supernatural power. A woman in Italy told that when she was battling cancer, she went to Turin and saw the shroud from a distance, and after a few months, her reports came out completely clear. The doctors were also surprised. Another person said that he just kept a photo of the shroud with him, and the mental stress that he was under for a long time started feeling peace immediately. There are many such personal experiences, anecdotes, and stories in which people believe that the shroud changed their lives. Some devotees also believe that whenever the shroud is brought in front of the public, a different energy is felt in the atmosphere at that time, as if something very deep and divine is happening. Although science calls these experiences psychological or coincidence, but for those who have felt this, it is not just a feeling, it is a reality. So, is this cloth really a miraculous thing? Or is all this just an illusion, seen from the point of view of faith? The question is big, but one thing is clear. Shroud is not just a subject of history or science, it has become a part of people's hearts. Is this proof of Jesus' resurrection, truth, or just faith? The biggest question that remains now, and perhaps this is the heart of the whole Shroud of Turin mystery, is this cloth proof of Jesus Christ's resurrection? Now, according to the Bible, Jesus was resurrected 3 days after he was crucified. This is the biggest and most sacred belief of Christianity. But people have always been asking, is there any physical proof of this? Supporters of the Shroud of Turin believe this is the proof. The energy burst, the heat imprint, the body marks and images that appear on this cloth, are they the marks of that divine moment when a dead body came back to life? Is that light a testimony to a miraculous moment? Or is it just a scientific phenomenon that we have not yet been able to understand properly? Now comes the last and most profound thought. Will we ever know the whole truth of this mystery? Because Shroud is not just a piece of cloth, it stands on the line where faith and science clash. On one side are people who believe it to be a mark of God. On the other side are those who say, till there is solid evidence, do not believe. Perhaps this question will never be completely resolved. Perhaps Shroud will always remain a sacred mystery, which will keep challenging the limits of human thinking, faith, and science again and again. And perhaps this is its greatest strength too, that it forces us to think, to question, and to ask ourselves, do we only believe what we see, or sometimes also what the heart feels?